Alright guys, it's Dragon Ball Heroes time. I still can't think of anything better than Dokkan time. So there is technically a new arcade cabinet based card game for Dragon Ball coming out in Japan. And unfortunately, it does mean that it will be replacing Dragon Ball Heroes. So Dragon Ball Heroes has actually been out for several years. 13 years. It's been out for 13 years. It's been a really long time since that arcade cabinet came out with the cards. But they showed off a new trailer just yesterday, technically 2 days ago, if on Japanese time. But they showed off a new type of cabinet that has like 3 whole screens on the cabinet. New character models. The character models are much more updated rather than the Budokai-esque models that they had rocking before. And unfortunately, this means that the old cards will be unusable. Literally unusable. They will not be able to be used whatsoever. So they show off a whole new cabinet and whatnot. I'm trying not to show the video because Shusei/Bandai will attack me for it. But basically, they have a whole cabinet here, a couple buttons. From the trying to see, seems to be something on the top screen of that right there. You can see it right here. But yeah, it's a whole new cabinet that they're going to be replacing the old cabinets with. New graphics, and apparently new game modes as well. So the cards will act differently, and that's why they're removing them. But yeah, let's see here. Heroes cards will not be usable in Dragon Ball Super Divers, but they'll be developing a separate Heroes mode for players to play Heroes with their old Heroes cards. Now, the translation for that has specific. I've seen go back and forth. From what I've been able to see is they're saying that you can use this separate Heroes mode to reminisce. Japanese translations can be all over the place. They can be very particular. They can be very unparticular because they have specific words and different meanings for everything. And it just depends on context. So whether or not you'll be able to still use those cards at the Japanese cabinets, who knows? They still haven't really announced anything, but on the exact details. So, but yeah, it's a little bittersweet for a lot of people. 13 years worth of collecting for this series. The only thing that I can see that is really gonna suck, especially for people that have been collecting the cards, is that the cost of these cards is probably going to it's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna skyrocket the price tags. And it's going to be really bad. It's going to be really gnarly. It's going to be super expensive if you want to try and collect these cards. So if you have any of the Dragon Ball Heroes cards, or if there's any you wanted, I would hit eBay. I would hit whatever card seller you can find and grab those while you still can, because I would give it a couple months or even the first week of this actually being released in Japan, and those prices are just going to quadruple. It's going to be pretty bad as far as collectors can go. They're going to give us more info on the next V-Jump, supposedly. And yeah. So, Dragon Ball Super Divers. This is, they have an English thing on the official website, but it doesn't mean that it's coming to, it's not coming to America. It's not coming outside of Japan in general. It's not coming worldwide or anything like that. But as it says right here, with all new rules and machines. So they're completely changing the game. Who knows how it'll act. If you do want to try and, play Dragon Ball Heroes, there is a Nintendo Switch and PC Steam port that you can go ahead and rock and enjoy the Heroes card game at that point. But yeah, interesting. It's very weird. It's like it's going into like a time machine or something. I'm trying to look at some of these cards. The cards look similar to what they were before, but they're definitely going to be very different. So I don't know how crazy they're going to get. Maybe they're still going to have custom characters like they had with Beat and Note. Maybe they're still going to have what if transformations and fusions and what if characters. Hopefully they do anyways. But yeah. So that's pretty much all there is about this Dragon Ball Super Divers. It's just a new arcade card-based system over in Japan. Arcades are just not a thing here in the West anyways. I don't know about in European areas, but arcades are just pretty much dead here, aside from your obvious like fighting game tournaments and so forth for like Evo, but even those are considered niche. So what this means for Dokkan, I do not know. Dokkan, oh boy. So for Dokkan Battle, I gotta say, like if you if you didn't get the Dragon Ball Heroes cards, like if you didn't get all these Heroes units, you might actually be SOL. And I'm sorry to say that. It's one of two things are gonna happen. One of two things are gonna happen for Dokkan specifically. It's either we're gonna have one last big hoorah. They'll release some new cards along with it. They'll make it easy, probably hopefully easier to grab all of the units again. But I'd say at the best case scenario, we'll have one last hurrah over here on Dokkan come November. But then after that, I would just probably assume that either the units that haven't Easy Aid are not going to. They're not going to Easy A. Like they're just never going to awaken again. Or like we're not going to get Easy A's for like the new batch of heroes right here. We're like, this guy will never get an Easy A probably. It's probably never going to happen now because with heroes being discontinued, the IP itself is being discontinued. There was no more anime. There's no more arcade cabinets. The cards are being discontinued. So there will be no reason for them to keep that other than to just be like, actually there would be no reason, because the only way you could have officially even watched it was either on TV in Japan or through some translator on YouTube. So yeah, and it's very unfortunate because some units I was looking forward to getting like Easy A's and whatnot. Where is Trunks? This, I was really hoping for a good Easy A for this God Trunks. I was super looking forward to that. And now I just don't even know if it'll be coming at all. So here is hoping they don't just say, yeah, you're just SOL, no more heroes, and they'll do at least one last hurrah over here on Dokkan. But otherwise, yeah. Did you get any of the Dokkan cards? The Dragon Ball Heroes Dokkan cards? And if you're in Japan, are you mad that they're getting rid of the arcade systems? I don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a good day and a good night.